down.
The sit, stay, and down stay are very similar behaviors. The only difference is that, one of them you tell your dog to sit, the other one down, but they're both trained the exact same way. So let me show you how to get started. You want to start off by luring your dog onto your left-hand side in a heel position, in a sit or a down, and then from there you want to step out using your right foot and step outside in front of them and count up to about 5 seconds. After a successful stay, you'll want to step right back in and then mark with the yes and then reward with a treat. You want to continue to add duration as you go, maybe in 5-second increments, but notice how whenever I gave him the verbal marker, the stay cue, I also gave him a hand signal, which was like a stop sign. So I gave him my palm straight flat out, but you want to make sure that you're giving both just one time. From there, you want to continue on adding duration, but in a circular motion. So notice how whenever I step out with my right foot, I'm going to step one step over to the right, and then I'm going to keep adding steps as I go. So how it's going to work out is I'm going to step out with my right foot in front of him, and then I'm going to take it one step over to the right, and then step right back in front of him, and then step right back into the heel position, and then mark with a yes, and then reward with a treat. And so what you'll do is you'll start doing, adding more steps to the right until you're able to go full circle around your dog. By moving in a circular motion, what this does is it allows your dog to understand that the stay is for them and not for you. One thing to keep in mind is once you get closer towards the back end of your dog, it's going to get a little bit more difficult. So you want to move at your dog's pace. So, if you have to move maybe like a half step towards his back, you just want to make sure that you're moving at their own pace and take it slowly. So once you're able to complete a full circle around your dog, the next thing that you want to work on is adding distance but in a straight line. And this is going to be for both sit and the down stay. So the way that this works is once you get started, you're going to need a long line. So that way once you get to past the 5-foot mark, you'll be able to increase to the point to where you're about 15 to 20 feet away from your dog. But the main thing that you want to keep in mind is, say if your dog tends to struggle once you get past the 5-foot mark, you might want to take like a half step back instead of a full 2 steps, and then gradually increase the distance as you go. Notice how every single step that I've gone in through with the sit stay, each time I progress, I'm always coming right back to my dog. I'm never breaking him out of the sit stay and down stay, and this will go a long ways. Also, another tip to keep in mind is, every time you work with your dog, you want to work with one aspect at a time, whether it's distance or duration. That way you're not stressing him out and he's able to gain the concept of what you're trying to accomplish each time. And then from here, you'll be able to accomplish of having a, pretty good distance away from your dog and doing a full circle around him. And then also keep in mind that, you want to start practicing in front of different environments and then also different distractions as well. But you want to make sure that you're doing one distraction at a time, and that if they're having trouble with a certain distraction, you might want to use a lower level distraction to where they're able to accomplish this task. Be sure and follow for more dog training tips.
Yes, good boy, Tico. Good boy.